Welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me, busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail.
What's up? What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Karissa Adkins, in the house, filling in for the amazing Dr. Pat. I will try my best to uphold that. She wears some pretty big shoes though. So listen, today we're talking about cracking the code for success. And specifically, we're going to get real with the real girl talk. You guys, if you don't know who I am Karissa. I'm the CEO and founder of 365 Daily Hustle. It's a global coaching company that helps purpose-driven Bossbabe women really boss up and get healthy so that they can truly show up and thrive in this world. I am a wife, I'm a mom, I'm an author, I'm a public speaker, but more importantly, you guys, I am a champion for all things women's mental and physical health. So today's episode, I've got like some juicy topics. Now, if Pat was here, we'd be talking about busting through like the bro code and into the girl code. But since she's not, I'll just keep it real here. So yeah, today we're talking about the bro code, which was made famous by Barney Stinson. He kind of laid that out for us in How I Met Your Mother. I'm not sure if you've ever even checked out a single episode, but gosh, back in the day, I probably watched every single one of them. And I have always been like this alpha female, right? So I'm always like, whatever happened to the girl code? Like I've literally never, ever heard of a girl code. And today, you know what? I'm going to do it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the unspoken and unsaid set of rules that every babe needs to follow come hell or high water. And every time I'm giving you like some four or five, like awesome tips for success. And every time we do, you're going to hear an awesome sound effect. Benny, give it to me. I knew I was going to keep them on their toes today. So if you guys hear that and you were like, just like dozing off, you need to go back and rewind or re-listen to that part because I've just given you another awesome tip. But anyways, you guys, over the next hour, we're going to really talk about, there's like 3 major boss babe takeaways you're going to get. And you're going to learn how to balance and manage a successful career. You're going to learn how to balance a healthy body, thriving relationships. Like you're going to learn how to step up, level up in your life. And I'm going to give you those 4 boss babe tips to help you create this unstoppable life. Like I truly believe that. Then we're going to even dive into a little bit about, non-negotiable habits that are really going to set you up for success. So you guys, I promise by the end of the show, you're going to have clarity, you're going to have vision, and more importantly, you're going to feel momentum in your personal life, which will help you level up your professional life. So get ready to create a balance-like life, a bro, or should I say like a boss babe? All right. Now, before we get going, I just want to make sure that you are listening, like you are here, like you are zoned in, right? So, and making sure that you are also the right fit for what I'm about to give you. So if you can say yes to this statement, I want to encourage you to keep listening. Okay. So the question is, do you struggle to manage your career, relationships, a healthy life, healthy body, and those awesome life events that always seem to pop up? If you were just like, yes, yes, and heck yes, then today's episode is a total game changer for you. So here's the reality, right, of life. Life's hard and can get like overwhelming very, very quickly. But the secret, you guys, is that it does not have to be like this. You do not have to live in this survival mode, and instead you can choose to thrive instead. So every time I'm talking, whether it's on stage or to a client or to just anyone in general, maybe I'm on an interview and someone that like mentions work-life balance. Now, some people will say that this is like a myth, right? It's unachievable. And then you've got babes like me who I feel like I've got a really good handle on this whole thing called work-life balance. Some people believe that you need to either neglect your family or your career in order to thrive in one area, and that no one can really truly have it all. But again, I disagree 100%. So today I'm going to teach you how to make it all come together. So if you're listening, if you're driving, don't obviously take notes, but I want to encourage you to come back to this episode and listen and take those notes and then start implementing it, because all this information is a really awesome stuff. But without action, you're not going to show up at all, right? You're not going to change your life in 2022. So today I'm going to teach you how to make it all come together. So quick disclaimer. No, I'm not asking for you to have this perfect balance. Okay. Perfect is the enemy here, right? But yes, there are going to be times that you're going to have to focus more on one area and the other, right? Right now in my business, I'm a health and weight loss coach. Can you believe how many women are going to be reaching out to me in the next 30 days? They're like, hey girl, I just, set up my weight loss goals. I want to achieve a healthier body, a better relationship with food. Like my DMs are going to be so full in this next month. So yes, of course, my business is going to get a little bit more percentage of me. However, it's all about balancing it out, remember. So you guys, here are my 4 juiciest tips on how you can create a healthy, balanced life. So Boss Babe tip number 1 is identify your priorities and set boundaries. Hello, I'm going to say it again. Boss Babe tip number 1 is to identify your priorities and set up some solid boundaries. Hit it, Benny. Oh, yes, thank you. So the reality of priorities and boundaries is they're not like anybody else's. Okay. I am a working mama. I'm a military spouse. I've got 2 kids. I've got 3 dogs, right? Like my priorities are going to look totally different than anybody else. They're completely uniquely yours. Okay. They change with your situations. They change, they're according to your likes and dislikes, your lifestyles, your values, and so forth. I think you see where I'm going here, but it is your responsibility to identify what your priorities are. And then the hardest part, make them a priority. Right? Like, I know that makes like total sense. You're like, well, duh, Karissa, like, I know that, my work is a priority, or my family is a priority, or going to church is a priority. But what are you doing that really makes that a priority in your life? Right? Like, how are you showing up every day, making it a point to work on the things that are priorities to you? Okay. You got to dig a little deeper there. You can't just say, of course, like my family and my kids are a priority. My husband's a priority. Awesome. But if we don't do anything with them, with these people in our life, with our health, we're going to wake up 5 years from now, divorced, unhappy, overweight. Like that's where a lot of people get mixed up, is they stop making their priorities a priority. So you really have to stop and ask yourself, what is truly important to me at the end of the day, right? What is so important that if something happened tonight and it ripped that priority away from you, what would you fight like crazy to get back? Okay. So my recommendation, my pro tip, my Boss Babe tip is to sit down and make a list of your top 3 to 5 priorities. Now, some examples are things like family, faith, health, career, giving back, friendships, growth, connections. Maybe it's nature, learning, networking. It doesn't matter what it is. And if you guys are just like thinking career based, then literally sit down and think about, what are my priorities in my business? Okay. If you're thinking, maybe you're a stay-at-home mom, what are my priorities with being a stay-at-home mom, right? Cooking healthy meals, teaching the kids their schoolwork, etc. So I want you to break down and create a priorities list. And then I want you to think about, and it's really, really important, the second step. Everyone can name off their priorities, but they don't take the second step. They don't go one layer deeper. They don't ask themselves, why is it a priority to me? Right? Of course, we have to work. That's like the surface level of why. But really, I want you to break down, okay, why do I have to work? Why do I do the work that I do? What brings me energy with that work? What excites me about that work, right? I want you to get down and like climb down the ladder to the why until you hit like the deepest level of that. And then you can now attach that feeling of what why that priority is important to you anyways, so that now you have some emotional thought, you have some emotional connection. Okay. We're not robots. So we need to attach our emotional needs to our priorities. Otherwise, guess what? That meeting that you always keep postponing really isn't a priority. You're not thinking about what you're going to get out of it or what you're going to get from it. And then the second part of, the Boss Babe tip number 1 is really the boundaries. I want you to think of boundaries like protection walls. You can't let people, like walk all over you. You can't let work get the best version of you. You can't let your to-do list become so overwhelming that you forget everything else, right? It allows you to stay stuck. So real quickly, and then we're going to take a break. I just want to give you some examples of how I set boundaries in my own life. So when it comes to my health, right, to me, that's my number 1 priority, because without my health, y'all, I have nothing, right? Without my energy, without my excitement, without my body, my mind, everything, I have nothing. So I always, for me, my health, 1 boundary, right? I always go to bed at the exact same time, not because I'm getting older, but because a solid bedtime routine sets me up for success the next day. I know how important getting to bed on time is for my entire week, right? So that is just 1 simple boundary that I wanted to kind of share with you today. So you guys, we are going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to finish the Boss Babe tips, and we're even going to get into the nitty-gritty action steps that you can do and you can take to level up your life. We'll be right back, you guys. Oh, Benny, you had the perfect song. I'm Balsa. And that's like even a soundtrack I play in the gym, quite honestly. But anyways, you guys, we are back with the golden rules for success, right? I'm giving you not the bro code rules for women's success, but I'm giving you the girl code rules. And I'm surprised nobody's out there is like even put this out there yet. So I'm just declaring it right now. But anyways, we are back and we are on Boss Babe tip number 2 to help you create an abundant amount of success in your life, your health, your business. And Boss Babe tip number 2 is get organized and start planning. Oh my gosh, this is probably something I'm actually obsessed with, because everyone is always asking me, they're like, Karissa, how do you get it all done, right? Like, how are you on your podcast? How are you on your radio show? Like, how are you coaching clients? How are you traveling the world and speaking? Like all of these amazing questions. And I'm like, oh, it's easy. I'm organized as can be, right? And I plan everything to a T. And I feel that when you are organized and when you plan out your life, that type of intentionality allows for freedom. Okay. So I don't feel like I'm all over the place. Why? Because I have a plan put into place. So Boss Babe tip number 2 is to get your life organized and start planning. That's it. It's an easy as that, right? Just kidding. It's not that easy, actually. A lot of women come to me because they just can't figure out how to make it all work, right? They know what now that their priorities are. They're like, I really need to do X and this and this, and I feel so stretched, but they aren't organized. So work-life balance, or what I like to call flow, doesn't just happen overnight, you guys. It takes intentional choices each and every stinking day. You have to adopt a mindset that I need to do less so that I can actually achieve more. Finding flow takes organization and it takes intentional planning. So here are just some examples of how I get organized so that I can feel balanced and in control of my life. So again, structure for me equals freedom. Now I'm going to tell you all these examples and you'll be like, oh my gosh, that overwhelms me. And remember, I didn't start off, I didn't come out of the womb super organized. Like that's not possible. I learned these skills and you can learn them too. And over the years of my journey, right, from like 213 pounds to unstoppable in my mind, I have learned how to get more and more organized with everything. Okay. So just an example in my health, right? So when we break down health, it's not just how much I weigh, right? It's nutrition, it's body movement, it's mental health. Remember, I'm the champion for women's health, mentally and physically. And so what we put into our bodies is important. So getting organized with nutrition, this is how it looks, right? I plan my meals for the upcoming week on Thursday night. I shop for my ingredients on Friday or Saturday, and then I prep it all on Sunday. Now, depending on the different times and the seasons in my life, right? If it's softball season and my weekends are taken, then everything gets kind of shifted to like a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday thing, but you get the idea, right? Like I have to look ahead. I have to forecast ahead at my life, what I've got going on and say, okay, well, meal prep for me is a must. It's a non-negotiable. So I have to literally break it down into bite-sized pieces so that I can get in proper nutrition, so that I can have all this energy that I have. Okay. So yeah, like you get the idea where I'm going with nutrition. Let's just take my exercise routine for an example. On Sundays, I literally sit down with my feet up on the couch. I take 20 minutes to plan out the next 7-day workouts for my week. Planning my workouts makes my life easier. I no longer walk into the gym and think, I wonder what I should do today. What muscle group should I hit today? What do I feel like doing today? Like, no, you go in with a plan and you walk out, and it saves you time and it does save you energy. Less decision-making throughout the week sets you up for success. An example for mental health, right? So every single day I listen to motivational speeches, motivational podcasts, YouTube videos, books. I really don't allow negativity to like seep into my life. There are toxic people, words, thoughts, all of these things is something I protect. And every single day, right, I'd spend 30 minutes. I call it my spiritual power hour in the morning. And I meditate and I read and I do EFT tapping and I do everything in the morning. So it sets me up for success. Okay. And then the last example I want to give you guys, just so that you guys can relate, because some of you are like, I don't work out, I don't care to, or I don't want to be this, or I don't do that. Well, you guys can all relate if you have a family. Okay. So your home life. Unfortunately, nowadays, if we don't plan our activities with family and friends, it gets lost in the shuffle. I mean, I guarantee if I was standing in front of 10 of you and I said, when's the last time you did anything with your kids? Or when's the last time you did anything with your friends? You'd be like, right? Like, and I'm talking not just like homework. I'm talking something awesome, something really fun with them. You would have to probably think back. Right. So every Friday I take my daughter to have breakfast and it's like no phones. And we just sit there and we talk and we catch up for the week because that's what she likes to do. Right. So I date the people in my life that are important. So if you having, intentional, meaningful, mindful relationships with your family and friends, you actually have to plan them. I know it seems crazy. I told you it's going to sound like obsessive, and sometimes it is, but I'm telling you, when you are organized and structured, your life becomes super easy. If you are struggling to get up and going to the gym, set out the clothes the night before. Get organized. You just running around like your chicken with your head cut off is not a plan. That's not a sustainable plan for health. All right, I think I have enough time. I'm going to bust into the Bossbabe tip number 4, which is all about learning to let go of perfection. Oh, this is a juicy one because so many people struggle with everything needs to be perfect in order for me to be successful. And that is a bunch of BS. So I don't know about you guys, but I've been through my fair share of like perfection moments, right? I've rewritten a blog post like 1,000 times. I've rewritten emails. I've taken 500 selfies in the gym to try and find the perfect one. Like I've tried it. And I'm telling you, you striving for the perfect video, the perfect message, the perfect email, the perfect sales pitch, you're going to set yourself up for failure. It's no wonder we have like insane amount, like people set expectations so freaking high for things to be perfect, but oh my gosh, it's never going to be perfect. And I kind of like that. I've reframed the idea of what does even perfection look like? For me, it just means taking action. Because if I was looking for the very perfect, like topic to talk on today, guess what? It wouldn't be perfect. And then I would like let myself down. One of my favorite persons, people's to follow is Brene Brown. And she wrote the book, it's called The Gifts of Imperfection. And in this book, she states that perfectionism is a self-destructing and addictive belief system that fuels this primary thought, right? If I live perfect, if I look perfect, if I do everything perfect, I can avoid or minimize the painful feelings of shame, judgment, or blame. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm a recovering workaholic, first off, but I'm also a recovering perfectionist. I used to actually come to a standstill in my business and even in my corporate life where I was like, I can't present today, right? I can't show up to the board meeting because I don't have the perfect notes. Like I don't have, and I got so paralyzed by fear that I almost allowed it to get the best version of me. So I want you to just sit back and remind yourself, right, that you're a human being. Mistakes are going to happen. Sales pitches are going to get messed up. Your healthy meal plan in 2022, guess what? Something's going to happen and your day isn't going to be perfect. You're going to eat the cookie. And if I can be real honest with you, like give you some real wisdom from one boss babe to another, it's okay. Right? Nothing is going to come out perfectly, and just trust that the universe has your back. So if you're a perfectionist, I have a gift for you. If you're like trying to like, maybe you want to start a business, but you just don't feel like your business plan is perfect, or you want to start a workout routine, but you have like, you don't know the perfect way to do the move. Doesn't matter what it is. I have a gift for you. It's a 1-page PDF called Letting Go of Perfection. And it's going to give you 9 helpful tips on how to do so. So if you guys want that free gift, please send me a DM or text me at the number 402-880-2142 with the word perfect. Again, either text me or DM me the word perfect, and I will send it your way. You guys, we are going to take our second break for the day, and then we're coming right back with Boss Babe tip secret number 4, and then diving into some juicy action steps for y'all. We'll be right back. Love it. And we are back, you guys. Oh my gosh, I'm just so excited. It's actually the first time that I've been sharing my Boss Babe like secrets to success. And I'm just calling it like girl talk for real babes who are ready to boss up in their life, their health, their business. And before I dive into Boss Babe tip number 4, and we're going to move along, but I just kind of wanted to let you know, if you don't know anything about me, I want to encourage you to go like search me, right? Google search me, figure out what I'm all about. But if you haven't heard my story, it's really a story from, 213 pounds and depressed and ashamed of my body to an unstoppable queen. And I say that because yes, I had to go through the physical change, right? I've lost close to 100 pounds. And then I've even now gone back up on the scale because I'm building out muscle because I just want to be strong as I can. But what people don't see is the mindset work that goes behind it. So when I got into my best shape of my life physically, it made my like everything else upgraded, right? And so I'm on a mission to help more women boss up and get healthy. And not just like, I'm not talking lose 20, 30 pounds. Like anyone can lose weight. Losing weight's simple, you guys. But I'm talking about sustainable health, right? It's been 11 years since I, was 213 pounds. And I'm 5 foot tall, y'all. I'm a rolling bowling ball at 213. So like anyone can upgrade their life, anyone can do it, but you have to be willing to step up and change. You have to be willing. And a lot of these boss babe tips that I'm giving you applies. It applies to women who are needing to get out of the rut that they're in. Like so many women feel stuck in a sense or unhappy in certain areas of life. And it all requires you to boss up and change. So if that's you, if you're listening, you're like, holy cow, like I need to be like surrounded by this woman, like, please, I want to encourage you to go and find me on Facebook. I have an awesome group that's just dedicated for busy women, alpha females like myself. It's called The Healthy Hustle. I'm giving free recipes, tips, advice, trainings. The other day I did EFT tapping, which is, it's an awesome way to like raise your vibrations and energy. And I just want to give. I'm on a mission, a global mission to help more women, get fit and stay fit forever, because I know what it's done for me. And I think that that's really important. And in fact, I'm giving a free, gift away, and it's called Reclaim Your Best Life. It's my ebook. And it's going to give you all 10 strategies. All 10 boss babe strategies to help you up level and show up for yourself. And you can find that ebook in that group. So if you just want to find that group, it's called The Healthy Hustle. It's a Facebook group. I will, of course, tag all the newbies with that ebook. I would love to have you read it, let you know, give you all the rest of the 10 secrets too. So anyways, all right, you guys, I'm obviously on, you can Google my business, 365 Daily Hustle. You can friend request me if you're just looking, to be friends with an awesome chick who literally is constantly bossing up. I would love to have you as my friend for sure. So anyways, all right, boss babe tip number 4. It's the best kept secret. I saved it for last. So if you've been listening, thank you. We are ready to get into the juicy nitty gritty of it all. Okay. So my best secret is to create healthy habits that support you rather than destroy you. I was sitting in a doctor's office 11 years ago. She looked at me and she said, Karissa, you're 5 foot tall, you're 213, and you are considered obese. Yes, I know. She called me the O word, and I was not prepared for that at all. I mean, in fact, I was pretty upset. I'm Puerto Rican. And so like, I obviously went to the anger side first. But then she said, if you don't change your lifestyle habits today, you might not be around for your kids in 10 years. That was the real punch to the gut, you guys. So as you can tell, I'm not just a health coach, right? Like I'm not just a woman on a mission trying to get women healthy. I'm a woman on a mission trying to, teach women how to create habits that support them rather than destroy them. Okay. So boss babe tip number 4, create healthy habits, create a life full of habits, healthy behaviors, healthy thoughts. So how often do you find yourself negotiating with yourself or others about your health, right? Oh, I'll just have this pan of brownies today and I'll start tomorrow, or I'll skip my workout this morning because gosh, I had a late night yesterday and I'll work out later. Newsflash, later never happens, okay? Unless you literally say, okay, I'm just going to go now. Or there was once a time in my life that I was like, I'm just going to send one more email. And all of a sudden it would be midnight and I'm burning the midnight oil. And then I look down, I'm like, oh my gosh, now it's so late, right? It's so late. So there are so many things that we know we should be doing, but we don't do it. And it's because we haven't created healthy lifestyle habits and boundaries. Okay. And a lot of this all goes obviously hand in hand. It's very connected. But, like I always tell women when I'm working with women, besides understanding their priorities, which was boss babe tip number 1, go back and listen to it if you missed the first half of the show, you guys. But I'm going to end it with the habits because it's the most important thing. So we've all heard that phrase, early to bed, early to rise, right? And earlier I touched base on creating a bedtime routine that really sets me up for the next day. Well, this is just, again, to give you an example of some habits that I do that are just non-negotiables. I set women down in our very first session when I work with them, and I say, what are 5 habits that you are going to commit to that would totally allow you to up-level your life? Up-level, you guys, up-level. That is a huge word. I want you to just think about up-level, okay? So what are the habits that are going to up-level your life? Okay. Early to bed, early to rise is one of my habits. It is a non-negotiable. Lack of sleep makes me irritable. It makes me not want to work out the next day. It makes me have zero confidence. It allows me to, like, my energy is gone. So you can see that me going to bed is really, really important to me. Another non-negotiable habit for me is I have to protect my energy. I have to protect my internal energy. So I work on building a strong mindset every single day. So let's relate it to like a bicep curl. If you're trying to grow your biceps, right, you do lots and lots of reps. We're ripping the muscles apart so that they can grow back together. And our mindset is no different. If we want to build a strong, healthy mindset and have tons of energy, you have to work on that. You have to put the reps in. Okay. So every single day I'm reading, I'm meditating, I'm tapping, I'm getting coached. Yes, coaches need coaches. If you're a coach out there listening and you're like, why can't I up level? Get yourself a coach. All right. So yeah, at the end of the day, you guys, you need to do something that, you know, supports your mindset, that supports your mental game. You're only as strong, you know, as your mental game, in my opinion. Okay, if I walk up to the bench press at 185 pounds and I think I can't do that, I'm already defeated. I'm not going to do it because I've already thought that. So I walk up to that bench and I say, dang it, I'm going to do this. I'm going to rep it out. And you know what? I do it. So and then I feel pretty good. All right. So that's the second non-negotiable habit that I protect is my mindset. All right. The third habit that I make it a point to do is I do a detox. And I'm not talking drink a crappy smoothie for like 7 days detox. Okay. I'm talking like a decluttering detox of my life. I don't allow negative people to be a part of my life or my space. I ain't got time for that. Okay. I will literally kick you off my Facebook feed if you are being negative in any way to me or to my friends. I protect my energy, right, with positive vibes. Okay. So you guys think about if you're living a negative life or you have a lot of negative thoughts, detox them. Okay. Detox the people. My gosh, when COVID hit, I remember business meetings that I would show up to a Zoom call and CNN would be in the background, just putting, you know, or some kind of news station, putting negative energy out into this world, right? Putting fear into your mindset, feeding you fear. What are we going to do? All these things. Okay. But I realized I'm like, no, that will lead me down the very dark path. Okay. It makes me scared. It brings fear into my life. Like the what ifs start to take place. So I was like, I'm not watching the news. I'm not watching it. That's negativity that I can control. I can control when to shut it off. So you guys, if you have a negative mindset, if you're talking crap to yourself, if grandma or your stepdad or somebody is always feeding you crap, you can't do it. You're not good enough. You'll never make it. Get rid of them. That's your choice. Okay. But that is a non-negotiable that I will literally kick you out of my life for. Negativity. Ain't gonna have it. Okay. And then another, right, the fourth, and there's 5 of these non-negotiables, and then we're going to maybe get to them all before break. But the fourth non-negotiable habit that I singly ever do, and every single one of you could do right now, is I drink water, like religiously. Okay. I try and drink at least a gallon a day, which I know for some of you, you're like, I haven't even drank 20 ounces. It's okay. I didn't start off drinking a gallon of water. All right. I started out with just drinking less coffee, less booze, and a little bit more water. So yeah, water is just a non-negotiable. Keeps toxins flowing out. It helps muscle soreness. It helps me stay on top of my health goals. It helps me hydrated, so I have energy. Like water is the easiest habit you guys can start doing today. Now, all of your habits are going to be different. I get it, but the health coach in me does say drink more water. All right. Okay. So the very last non-negotiable habit, and then we're going to take a quick break, is time. All right. So be on time to everything you do. Don't half-ass it. Like if you're going to do something, commit. Oh my gosh. That is like my biggest pet peeve is when someone shows up late to a meeting or someone shows up late to a call. Like respect someone's time, you guys. So like that's a habit. Like I told you, everything we do is a habit or a behavior, and it's either learned or picked up as a coping mechanism. You guys, we're going to take a quick break, and then we are going to rapid fire a few more keys to my success. So yeah, we'll be right back, y'all. Hey, you guys, we are back. And now we are talking about non-negotiable habits that really support the boss babe living lifestyle. And so, yeah, we've just been diagnosing and talking about different habits and behaviors that are just non-negotiable for me. And we talked a lot about health ones so far, right? And I'm not just talking physical health, but like we're also talking mental health. I talked about detoxing negative people out of your life. So many women come on the call and they're like, but so-and-so just makes me feel so much anxiety. And I'm like, well, then why do you even allow that to happen, right? Like we got to detox those people out, but we're talking non-negotiable habits. And in the first half of the show, we were talking about, I gave you the 4 boss babe tips for success, right? We're out with the bro code, in with the girl code. And so I gave you the first 4 of my boss babe tips. The second half of the show, we're talking about non-negotiable habits. So I'm a habit change coach. If you haven't realized, yes, I specialize in weight loss because that's my background. That's what I'm passionate about, because I think health is our solid foundation for anything. However, I want to get into some non-negotiable habits that, support other areas of my life. So it's not uncommon for today's woman, right, to have a lot on their plate, especially for the growing number of working females who are trying to balance a career and having a personal life all at the same time. Like that is the norm, okay? It's very, very easy to get overwhelmed with all the responsibilities and obligations, okay? We feel so obligated to be doing everything because I feel that social media has impacted that. I feel that as women, we just have a hard time saying no, like we're nurturers, we want to help, we want to give, we want people to like us. They're craving like this sense of approval. And so of course we're yes people, we are people pleasers. And if that's you, I also have a PDF for that, but I just love helping women boss up and get their life back. And so, yeah, let's just get into it. Let's talk about some other habits that I make a non-negotiable in my life. So self-care. Of course, we're going to talk about self-care. You guys, there was once a time that I believed that I wasn't worth taking care of myself. Okay. And I would let my busy schedule get in the way. I would work late and then come home and be tired and irritable and not even cooking dinners for my family anymore. I was literally neglecting my health. All right. And when you neglect self-care, it has some real consequences. And I don't care if you're a guy listening, you need self-care too. That may be a cigar and some scotch and some alone time for you. It does not matter. Okay. But you do need time spent on yourself, and self-care is going to look different for everyone. Okay. For some women, it's bubble baths. For some, it's reading. For some, it's saying no. That is a form of self-care, especially if you are a people pleaser. Okay. So you have to incorporate self-care into your life. So that can help you find that balance from chaos to calm. Okay. It's not always going to be chaos. It's not always going to be calm, but it's going to help you find the balance. So here are some of my favorite self-care items. Okay. Items. I say items because they're on my calendar, right? That was one of my Boss Babe tips is get yourself organized, schedule everything. And of course, self-care is no different, right? So I have to schedule time in with myself. And so I say items, but they're not items. But anyways, some of those for me are being in nature. So I love being outside. I literally love walking on hot pavement. Like I just love feeling the earth beneath my feet. I feel very connected. So me soaking up sunshine is a huge one for me. Laughter is self-care. So sometimes I just put on the funniest show or movie and I just sit there and listen, to comedy, even though I don't get it all the time, but like laughter is a medicine. It's a cure for a lot of things. So laughter is part of self-care. A hot shower, right? I don't know about you guys. And I know that's like funny, but women always say, they're like, oh, I just wish I could take a hot shower. And I'm like, girl, you can, hello. But yeah, hot shower for me, I always take hot showers, but for me, more importantly, it's taking a hot shower that I'm not feeling rushed to get through. I mentioned over break to our guys, I get up at 3:45 in the morning. I'm out the door at 4:15 to the gym. I'm in there crushing it. I get like every minute is accounted for in my morning routine. And, and taking a shower is one of those, right? Like there's 5 minutes set aside Monday through Friday for a shower to get in, get out. And so on the weekends, I'll take like a 20-minute shower, not even care, right? I'll play the podcast. I'll listen to something. I'll just even sit on the ground of a tub, right? And just let the water hit me. So it doesn't matter what your self-care is. The point of this entire thing is to take the self-care. Okay. So if you are writing any of these stuff down, this is where I'm going to give you some action steps. All right. Action step number 1, make a list of different self-care activities that you can do that feed the different parts of your life and your body. Okay. Do stuff that's self-care that feeds your mind. Do things that are self-care that feeds your body, your soul. Okay. You get the idea. Action step, write down a whole list. Because I find that when we're busy, we forget about all the different things that we could be doing. And we're just like, whatever, I'll get to that time, whenever. Like you have to create that time. But it's really good to have an option, like a menu, if you will, of ideas. All right. The next one, like another non-negotiable habit that I do is creating a positive mindset. Okay. There is a secret behind living a happy, healthy, and successful life. And that is living with an attitude of gratitude. I know it's uber cheesy, but I don't care, right? Creating a positive mindset and fulfilling life all starts with creating a positive mindset and lifestyle. So creating a positive mindset is absolutely the most powerful thing that you can do that will change your life completely. Okay. Your attitude is a huge part of determining what kind of life you're going to have. Okay. Attitude isn't all about smiling it or faking happiness. Lord knows we've all been there, right? When we show up and someone's like, hey, how's it going? And you're like, oh my gosh, everything's amazing. And you put on this big smile that's totally fake. And typically no one will ask you the second question is like, no, really, how's it going? Right. No one really cares. I do, but not a lot of people care because you're faking this sense of happiness. But when you truly develop an attitude of gratitude and you look at all the positives that life has to throw at you, when you then show up and someone says, hey, how you doing? And you're like, you know what? I am freaking fantastic. They don't even know what to say to that because they can feel that energy with me. They're like, oh, yep, I bet you are, right? Like it's infectious. One bad apple ruins the whole, bag. We've heard that. It's no different in a working environment. When I was in HR, oh my gosh, right? Like one bad negative apple would come into work and complain. And, I'd send him home for the day. Be like, go home, come back when you're ready to be positive because you will infect the entire team. All right, you guys, besides the attitude of gratitude, I love reframing everything. I'm a reframe queen. I'm always like, how can I turn my life and, make this bad situation into something good? There's so many more tips and advice that I could give you. But I want to kind of leave it up for discussion, right? I want to know what's on your mind. How did you like today's, talk? What did you even think of the topics and the conversation? Do you have a boss babe rule that needs to get added to the plate, right? And if you do, I would love to hear it. Drop it in the DMs, wherever it is you're listening to, whether it's on the podcast, the Boss Up Babes, the radio show, Dr. Pat's show. Maybe you're on Facebook listening right now. I don't care where you're at. If you have the opportunity to drop something in the chat, please do so. And feel free to find me and tag me. I'd love to add your Boss Babe tips to my strategy guide. I would love that. All right. So with that, you guys, it's been a pleasure. I always love coming on and sharing my expertise, my energy, my passion with an audience, especially Dr. Pat's audience, because you guys are so loyal and awesome. I just want to ask you to come and find me over on Facebook. My name is Karissa Adkins, right? My website is 365 Daily Hustle. I'm on Instagram. I'm really everywhere. But yeah, if you like my style, if you love the way I just preach the truth and with a no BS approach, come find me on the Bossbabe podcast. I am live on radio, on Transformation Talk Radio on Tuesdays, every other Tuesdays at 12:30 Pacific Standard Time. We talk about all kinds of juicy topics. I'd love for you to come over and, and listen to my show. So come on over. If you haven't made physical activity a habit yet, and you're in your 30s and 40s, it is a good time to start. Okay. If you're looking for a health and fitness coach that is going to, bring you all the expertise, all the proven strategies, come out and find me. 2022 is right around the corner, and I would love to help you boss up, get fit, and stay fit forever. Ladies, bros, it's been amazing, but this girl's got to go. I hope you enjoyed today's Talk Girl Talk.